Okay, y'all, so this morning I got a newsletter in my inbox and it really caught my eye because one of the sections said, survey says. And I was like, oh my gosh, here's an organization. They did a survey and they're reporting the results. Can't wait to read it. Super excited. Let's dive in. Spoiler alert, I was a little bit disappointed and just kind of like bummed out because I really like this organization. I like that they're using data and I wish that they were being more intentional with the questions they're asking and how they're reporting on it. So let's start with something that I think is a positive here. 100% would recommend partnering with us to a friend. I think that's pretty clear. That's a compelling stat. I think that's a good thing to share. The one thing I would mention is I don't know how many people you surveyed. So let's say, for instance, you only surveyed 2 people or 3 people or 5 people. That's not as compelling that like 3 out of 3 people would recommend partnering with you to a friend, right? I would actually want to have some idea of what the sample is. How many people did you ask? This could be a point where you say like 10 out of 10 people would recommend. Okay, you asked 10 people, 10 recommended it, like that's great, 10 out of 10. Or if you're gonna keep it as a percentage, just be transparent and say how many people you asked. I think that type of transparency is really important. So if you watch my other videos, I think you know this is coming. I do not like asking about satisfaction. I think it is a throwaway question. What does it mean to be satisfied? How is it helpful for you to know if people are satisfied or not satisfied? Use the opportunity to get something actionable. And when you're reporting it, be able to report something that actually means something. So something specific, like do people find working with you to be fun or useful or engaging? Whatever it is that you care about, use that instead of satisfaction. It is much more compelling and it's easier to understand. Lastly, 4.5 out of 5, 4.9 out of 5. I don't know what that means. I get that it's almost all the way to 5, so it's probably good, but I don't know what a 5 is. I don't know what answer categories, what scale you're asking these questions on, which means I actually can't interpret or make meaning of the number that you're telling me. I think something more powerful here would be to say, 80% of people said they had a positive experience working with our team, or 70% of people agreed or strongly agreed that they had fun working with our team. Like whatever it is, I get that it's more of a mouthful and just like more words to explain it, but you want to explain your numbers to people. I don't know what a 4.5 out of 5 or a 4.9 out of 5 mean. I don't know what a 5 means in this context. So in that way, your data is not meaningful or exciting or compelling to me, and that's a bummer. Okay, I'm recording this in the mirror because there was no way for me to record this without my shirt looking inappropriate, so here we are. What I wanted to say was that this is just like very common and normal to see these types of like choices or like mistakes in asking survey questions and reporting. And I don't like to name organizations who do this, like unless it's like Qualtrics or the Weather Channel or SurveyMonkey, like these really big players who I think can take the heat and should shoulder more responsibility because they have resources to do better. But I think it's helpful to see like real world examples of just like how often this happens and to be able to learn from those examples. And I also want to say, like, in my work with clients, we review surveys. I do too. There are surveys I've done years ago that have needed makeovers and updates because when we know better, we do better. So